Jur3ky is now an FNCS champion, playing alongside Jur3ky and Jur3ky. They won FNCS last weekend in spectacular fashion, and definitely a team to watch moving forward. When it comes to Jur3ky and Jur3ky, we know what kind of style of play they choose to go for. This very dominant high ground style that you can see here. You see the double cones is a great feature of the way they play. And the key to their success for me a lot of the time this season has been having Jur3ky. Right, Jur3ky is a young talent who has that ability to drop down and to get you eliminations, right? He seems to have his head screwed on as to what are the right things to do in endgame scenarios. But if I'm Jur3ky and I want to win FNCS again, right? It's all good winning 100 grand, but if I'm Jur3ky and I want to win FNCS again, you know, I'm looking at how I can become the best fragger in the world, right? He's already moved up there as being one of the elite fraggers and endgame players in EU, but he wants to move up there and try and push to be the best in the world. And so I'm going to be looking at the small things he needs to be doing to try and get to that stage. You can already see here, he has a good idea of what he needs to be looking for in endgame scenarios. At this stage in the game, when you're in 7th zone, zones moving, you know, players building in wood, you want to look out for that, right? Those are elimination opportunities. You could argue maybe he wants to be looking at places like this, right, where there are new builds being built. Maybe you can squeeze some bullets in, because at this stage what he's looking for is he's looking to find eliminations. He's looking to try and pick on anybody who's rather low or you can get a big tag on, because his two teammates have harpoons, right? Jur3ky has a max charged harpoon and Jur3ky has some slots, so they can siphon in anything that he picks up from eliminations. But obviously he sprays for a bit, he's not able to find anything significant, not able to connect with anything. Just at this stage, he decides he wants to drop down and actually get his hands dirty, right? He wants to look and see if he can, drop into someone's top, find an angle, right? You always want to be looking to drop down at an angle, right? You can see here, he's dropped down to the edge of zone, right? He's looking to drop down to the edge of zone so he can get vision of everybody, to the right side of the zone, essentially, right? This is going to be the key though. This is going to be the key though for, improving for him, because you can see here he drops down, right? He drops down and it's clear, right, that he's looking to try and, get involved with these guys. They've just built freshly built metal. He wants to try and pick an elimination up there. The big issue with this though is that you always got to be looking at the backside of zone, for elimination opportunities when you're playing on height, and especially if you want to drop down like this, right? So, we can see here that this was not the right play for him to make, right? Because he drops down here and at, first side view, this looks nice, right? He has an angle here. He can, maybe try and get a floor here and try to pick up a shot. But if you look behind, you'll spot this, right? You can see here, Tayson, Forziar, and Nate not building anything above them. If he just stayed above and looked back, those are very easy elimination opportunities. Even beyond that, right, you look further deeper into zone, Blue Meat, Tomsy, and Percy. That's elimination opportunity. You always want to prioritize looking at the backside of zone first. I think that's where you're always going to find these shambles teams. What we see ends up happening is he gets punished for it, right? So you can see there, shot comes in from the back on Tayson. Jur3ky's so good that he wins the fight anyway with 14 HP, but at this stage the damage is done, right? He's so low, he's scuffed, he's, in no man's land, stuck on an island. And so what ends up happening, even though he's able to get this elimination, is that he's just screwed at this point. You can see he starts to get focused, and then at that stage, it's all about a matter of time until he's out of the game for good. And you can see he goes down here with, 50 builds available, right? 50 builds, and he dies. That might not seem significant, but when his job as a fragger is to go down to get mats to be able to give to his teammates who are going to deliver on the high ground, right? You want to go and be giving mats to Jur3ky. That goes a long way. And so these are the sort of things, Jur3ky needs to be looking at to elevate his game as a fragger if he wants to become the best in the world in that position. If I'm Jur3ky, I'm going to take a look back at season 4, right? Mongrel, Tayson, and Mitro winning FNCS. This is something Mongrel did so well, right? Where you see right there, he's always looking back at the backside of zone first to try to find elimination opportunities. And once he has looked, if he can't find anything, then that's where he focuses attention on other teams, right? But it's about just always having that innate memory. You'll see he does it again here. Looks back, doesn't find anything, spots the guy impulsing across the zone, right? You always prioritize. It's like a muscle memory. So make sure you're looking back first and then scanning the rest of the zone that way. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, comment down below who you want to see next, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys all soon.